Welcome back to the show. I quit my band. I'm not able to clap tonight because I have to hold the microphone after
that actually sucks
the
a lot.
catastrophe that was that happened on the Patreon last week. The mic stand
you tore
broke
through pure metal.
I tore through pure metal
with your tapes.
I went to Guitar Center. They didn't have any clips. I ordered clips from Sweetwater, and they are on back order.
That's when you know the podcast industry is booming.
Yeah, true.
Dude, on back order?
True.
I ordered two
a lot
clips.
of dumbasses break these clips. So
I ordered two clips.
The funny thing is, ours is a different setup than yours. Yours is
I know.
like
I have
straight,
a different
you
thing.
almost could be able to get one of these fuckers.
If I had a big like cage thing,
yeah,
you know?
could just stick the. We don't need to talk about this now.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. My Sweetwater rep, his name is also Nate.
Really?
An old man. It was like talking to like me from the future. I was like, "What's your name again?" He's like, "My name's Nate."
It's you if you didn't quit your band.
I quit my band.
He's like, I'm a producer, and
it's alternate universe.
Yeah,
you.
he's like, I'm a producer, songwriter, and an audio engineer, so I know all about this stuff.
I have 51 streams on Spotify.
I used to run a podcast called "I Quit My Band." What?
It failed too.
Is it me? All right, enough of that. Thanks everyone for being here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for podcast clips and comedy skits. Get the shirt in the description and subscribe on Patreon. $5 a month to become a quitter. We just talked about Coachella. We talked about masked bands. You can watch all of the supergroup recap episodes. The first one is on the main channel now. So if you're curious about what's going on with the supergroup world, you can check the first one out for free. Yeah, I think that's nice.
Once you get that taste, you're not going to be able to stop.
You're not going to be able to stop. It's good.
It's a full dose.
But we're going back to regularly scheduled programming tonight with a new album review from us. But it's the band is 9 Inch Nails.
Mm-hmm. Plus
Boys Noize.
Yeah.
And they've come together to become 9 Inch.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say,
that's so hard.
I was like, they've come together to become 9 Inch Boys.
That's tough to
and
not
it's being
do.
reviewed by the 9 Inch Males.
9 Inch Males.
Because if you add all three, it's
Yeah.
got to be in the neighborhood.
It's
Yeah.
got to
at
be
least.
somewhere.
Yeah.
around
I mean,
there.
I'm 7, 1, 1. Easy.
Right.
It's about 9.
Yeah. Mhm. That's big.
So it's 9 Inch Noise.
Noise.
9 Inch Noise.
9 Inch Noise. It seems like a project that was assembled specifically for that Coachella performance.
Yeah, I think it was.
And that's it.
I'm not sure if 9 Inch Nails is like kind of making sort of a comeback. They were on tour. Like I think it was this past year. It was like the Peel It Back tour, and it was like a lot more electronica synth based than like band. I think they had like one half of the show was like more with synths, and then the other half of the show was like with the full band. So I think they've been like experimenting, doing different things. And I think they did this Coachella performance with Boys Noize, who is like not a band. It's like a producer.
Oh, I was going to ask. I don't know what Boys Noize is.
Yeah, apparently they do a lot of remixes.
Yeah.
I know they've remixed for Yeah Yeah Yeahs, a ton of bands. The only one that I think I know that I've heard is they did a remix of Space Lord by Monster Magnet. Like 15 years ago.
That's pretty cool.
Space Lord.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Is that a weed band or?
They're like almost like a parody of a weed band, Monster Magnet.
Which most weed bands also are parodies of weed
parodies
bands.
of other weed bands.
Yeah.
So they got together at Coachella. I think that was probably like, we didn't talk about it in our Coachella episode, but I heard that was a really great performance. And I didn't watch it really, but I saw some clips and it looked pretty insane.
Did they do it again this past week? Because like Coachella is 2 weekends, which always confuses me. So some artists perform twice and some do not. Like Jack White didn't go twice.
Yeah, I don't think they did it twice.
No,
Okay.
because like he even said this is a one-off. We're not touring. We're just playing this one show.
Okay.
And it's weird too because when you listen to the album, all of the songs start with like crowd noise.
Yeah.
That's what threw me off because I was like, okay, is this just a live album? Did they like rip the Coachella performance really quick and then go and put it on Spotify, but I think that's just crowd noise to have it there, because like once it goes into the songs, it's like very much a studio sound.
Yeah.
They like use crowd noise as like an instrument on this. Like it starts off most of the songs, and then like some of it's like so loud and like it just goes. I'm like, no crowd loves you that much.
Right.
And especially like the songs too, like closer hits. And like it's not that big of a pop, but it's like copy of it is like
yeah. Well, we were all wondering because the well was sort of dry for this Friday's releases, right? But obviously we're stoked to be reviewing 9 Inch Nails. But we were all, the three of us were kind of speculating, like, what is this?
Yes.
Like I wasn't sure.
Idea.
Then I put it on, and I, like, of the three of us, don't know the 9 Inch Nails that well, so I wasn't sure if this was like covers or like true collabs between two projects. It's a live album, a collab album, not a live album though.
I think could be classified as a collab album
because the crowd noise really threw me off.
It's not like I guess you could kind of classify it as almost a remix album in a way, but there's new performances from Trent, which is like one of the coolest parts of the album. I think is the vocal performance from Trent. Like, you don't realize that they're like different from the real recordings because of how how old is he now? He's got to be somewhere around like 50, 60.
Yeah,
right?
somewhere.
Yeah.
He sounds the exact same.
He sounds fucking awesome.
Like almost better.
Yeah.
In some cases.
The Heresy in particular, like,
dude,
he like belts at a part of it where you're like, I didn't know that you had this in you.
It's crazy. I wasn't sure when I first was listening to it. I was like, are these the actual, like, the older recordings that they just, but no, you can tell like there's certain parts that are very different. But not like because
they're mixed so much different too.
Yeah.
Like on the 9 Inch Nail stuff, his vocals are typically like a little quieter than everything else, and they're so front and center.
They're very front and center.
Well,
but
and they
like,
kind of don't have that like distorted microphone effect on him as much, and he's not like as whispery about shit, like whispery but super blown out at the same time.
Yeah, it's cool that they like, just took his voice and was like, no, you're a good singer. Like, let's put you up front. Even though he doesn't have like a conventionally good voice, but like he's hitting all the notes and he sounds just as good as he did from 30 years ago.
And he has like a perfect voice for 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, he does.
Like all of the lines always have that like pained sort of expression.
Yeah, you don't realize how much of the same melody he uses over and over again. I was getting that shit. Yeah, it's like it's still pretty cheesy.
There's part of him that can still relate to that angst from 30 years
dude.
ago.
He's still been the same guy.
He's still horny.
100%. He has like multiple Oscars, like
Yeah.
on the red carpet all the time, but still, dude, when he's
still
like,
wants to
you
fuck
need me
you
to punch
like an
it?
animal.
Yeah, I need to punch in on fuck you like an animal.
Yeah.
I got this.
I got it.
got
I'm
it.
still horny.
Let me put on my leather pants. They don't
I
quite fit as good as they used to.
still want to fuck you like an animal.
Still,
Yeah.
automatic.
Still is.
Yeah, someone messaged us. I put on Instagram and I was like, we're going to be talking about this album next week. And someone messaged us and was like, Trent's like one of the only, artists from that era that's like still pushing the boundaries. And I do think that is true in a lot of ways. From like what we've heard from, guys
Smashing
that were
Pumpkins.
Yeah, guys that were big in the 90s and the 2000s, like, like Queens put out, I feel like they just kind of keep getting more watered down.
They're in the Grohl Patrol, so they're just kind of stuck there a little bit.
Grohl is like keeps putting out stuff that's like, like
Foo Fighters might be and that we're going to talk about Foo Fighters next week. But Foo Fighters might be the most classic example from that crew.
Yeah.
Of like gone full bore into dad.
Yeah,
like it's true dad rock.
It's like Foos and then everybody else, because like dads aren't getting into the rock operas that fucking Smashing Pumpkins make or whatever.
No.
And it's funny that you mentioned Homie and Grohl because since we're doing Foo Fighters, I just kept thinking of Mantra.
Yeah, Mantra.
That song that they did for Sound City.
City. And also, I was thinking of the Grammy performance they did of Copy of with Lindsey Buckingham. Which I hate because Lindsey Buckingham plays banjo during it. It's like, get out of here!
Get the fuck out of here with that hillbilly shit.
Grohl did a collab with Paul McCartney for that Sound City thing where Paul plays a fucking cigar box.
Yeah.
You have a Beatle. You could do so
Put
many other things.
Put the viola bass in his fucking hand.
Please.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
But I agree with that assessment of Trent as an artist continuing to push the boundaries. Even just the choice to go and score movies.
Yeah.
And push your sonic palette because the movie, a lot of the movies that he scores are electronic, but they're pretty. They're not ugly in the way that Nine Inch Nails is.
Yeah.
And I really liked this record because I'm not a Nine Inch Nails completist.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff from all over the discography. Instead of just doing a greatest hits where you have a second set of ears, add things here and there. It's cool to hear songs from, there's a lot of stuff from Year Zero on here.
Yeah.
That just, and I would listen to the two comparing them and it's he made those songs better.
He makes them better, but that was one thing that I liked the song choices for this record, but I was kind of confused by them too because you listen to Vessel from Year Zero and you listen to Vessel on this record, and they're really not that different. But he just it's just I guess how you would make that song in 2026. I was kind of confused, why didn't, I was thinking maybe they'd take a more rock and Nine Inch Nails song and turn it more electronic and synthy, take March of the Pigs or something and turn it into more of a deep synth dance track,
Yeah, it seemed like the approach on a lot of these songs is add a stronger rhythmic core.
Yeah.
Almost all of them replace the drums with something much more driving and dancey, make the vocals much more forward, and then get rid of noise passages, which a lot Vessel it ends with 3 minutes of noise, similar to what's the one right after that,
She's Gone Away.
She's Gone Away, a lot of ones where on those records when you would listen to them they would degenerate into just kind of
a vibe,
of an ugly, fucking unapproachable vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It remains a song.
She's Gone Away is the most. It's my favorite track on this record, and also, I think the most different from anything of the original composition of it. Because the She's Gone Away it's kind of a newer Nine Inch Nails song. It's from one of their EPs that they were putting out in 2018. And that it's very noisy, very weird. He sings real low on that one. It's she's gone, and it's something that he's never done before. I'm glad they just made it a balls to the wall cut. It sounds really good now. And it made me think this is, if I was to hear if Nine Inch Nails was to make a record of original music in 2026, I would new songs. I would want it to sound like
it.
This.
Sounds like they're gonna do that because I saw Trent post something or whatever where he was because people were asking him what the 9 Inch
9 Inch Boys.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm not. That was genuine.
That was a genuine.
The 9 Inch Noise thing. What is
Chris
it?
Hansen asked him. What does this talk about the 9 Inch Boys?
9 Inch Boys.
Why don't you have a seat over here?
Because they had billboards up in California for Coachella or whatever. So the whole Coachella thing was I think a smoke screen, but he was no, this is a one-off, and after this I'm immediately going back and going to continue writing and recording new 9 Inch Nails songs.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Say that.
So,
and I hope it sounds like this.
Yeah, I would agree because it still sounds dark and fucked up, but there is kind of a more streamlined approach to it where it's not lame, but it's easier to hold your attention through the length of these songs.
Yeah.
And I think the track selection is good. They stay away from most of the big songs.
Yeah.
The two that are Heresy and Closer. And Heresy kind of sounds like a St. Vincent song.
Yeah.
With the real falsetto at the beginning. It's not bad. I probably prefer the original.
I prefer the original. The original Heresy rocks.
Yes, it does.
Because it has like that guitar riff in it. It's so fucking sick.
Yeah, and then Closer, they don't do much to it. It's almost like they just had to have it on there.
That's
if
how
you're gonna
I
play
felt.
Coachella. You have to play Closer.
Play Closer.
It would have been a nice troll job to not though, just to like vibe out with some deep cuts or whatever. That would have been cool.
The Boys Noize version of Johnny Cash's "Hurt."
Hurt, yeah. Not even the Nine Inch Nails hurt.
Just like deep synth.
Yeah.
What have I become?
My sweet, sweet. Sweet.
That would be awesome.
Hurt today.
That'd be so awesome.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, just fucking stomping all over Johnny Cash's legacy.
Yeah, people like just like on Molly, like this is awesome.
It's just that video of him in like that like chair.
Video of him like dead in that chair. Hurt. Like they like
chipmunk him up
chipmunk his voice.
Hurt today.
Hurt today. That'd be so cool.
That's the worst we devolved into noise making on this show ever. That was a big moment.
Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the song choices are cool. I like that they kept it like deep cuts only for the most part. Like I liked that they did Vessel. I liked that they did She's Gone Away. I didn't understand doing like Copy of a though. I didn't understand doing Came Back Haunted, and I didn't understand doing like the Tron Ares song,
Well, I think I might have read that is where they may have first met.
Is that
or
why?
All
right.
And they were probably like, something's good has to come out of that piece of shit.
Yeah, maybe
Jared Leto in it for Christ's sake.
I remember they're just like that was good. Let's just throw that on.
Yeah. It might have been one they already knew.
Yeah, maybe it was just one.
It's got to be one of them.
It was kind of like the Lady Gaga Bruno Mars collab, where let's just throw it on the Lady Gaga album.
Yeah, we already know that one
as a treat.
As a total treat. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like Copy of a is like not one of the best Nine Inch Nails songs, but it was like the lead single of Hesitation Marks, and I think it had its day in the sun, and it's already kind of a dancey, like speedy number. So I was like, it couldn't give me like Reptile or something, something that's like a deeper cut, but something that is like not, in this vein already. Yeah, like something that is like slow and brooding. Like turn that into a fucking EDM song.
I did like some of the choices on Copy of a.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, but
yeah, I do know what you mean. And like it seems like as far as they go back is like Downward Spiral. Mm-hmm. I don't think anything before that. It would be cool to hear him like completely revisit something off of a Pretty Hate Machine or something like that.
Terrible Lie or
I thought overall though, like pretty good decision making. I think towards the back half it gets a little more like after Closer, you get Warning, Memorabilia, Came Back Haunted. The last two songs in particular, I would agree, are not as strong as some of the stuff that precedes it.
I wonder if this is in order of what they performed it live.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Parasite sounds really good.
Parasite is cool, and that's not even a Nine Inch Nails song.
Yeah, it was like a side project he did, right?
With his wife, yeah. Called How to Destroy Angels. I remember like being in high school being like, yeah, that's one of my favorite bands.
It's so funny too to be like you and your wife make a thing called How to Destroy Angels.
Yeah.
They're about that life. Dude.
Yeah, they're one of the best bands. Just one album.
I found them on the Wikipedia page of Trent Reznor.
But they're new and really fresh.
You should check out their Pitchfork review.
Yeah, it's really good.
I read Pitchfork.
I read Pitchfork. I'm 15 years old.
Yeah, I understand all the things you're talking about.
Right. But yeah, I thought that was cool. Again, didn't know why they picked that song, but I think it was a cool choice. Memorabilia might be one of my favorites on the track list. I think that She's Gone Away, Vessel, Heresy I liked. Closer I liked just because they're really not changed that much.
Yeah.
But Copy of might be my least favorite.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just prefer the original.
Yeah, I don't
that.
have as strong of a relationship to the original, so I enjoyed hearing it on here. Memorabilia I like a lot, which I didn't know that was a Soft Cell cover.
Oh, is it? It's off Downward Spiral.
Yes, but apparently, if I'm not mistaken, it was originally by Soft Cell.
I did not know that.
Let's make sure I'm not. Yeah, it is a Soft Cell.
It's a Soft Cell song.
Like, who the fuck is buying this? Like, for
I saw the shirt.
What the
it's
fuck?
a bad shirt.
Like, why would you buy that?
Yeah.
It's
It's just a red box.
We're gonna drop that PNG right on
the shirt.
The only reason I know it exists is because that is a tote. If you want that,
I saw the tote.
It's fucking stupid.
I thought they could just do a red shirt. With a left chest.
Yeah, everybody loves a left chest.
I love a left chest.
Me too.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Should we CA it?
Yeah, let's CA it.
I think we're about there.
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right.
Because I don't really have that much to say. I didn't. I'm not like the biggest Nine Inch Nails head, so I don't have as much like ball knowledge as you guys did going into this. But I did enjoy listening to it. Although I was perplexed as to what it was for the most part until you guys clarified that it's mostly covers and things like that. Also helpful to know that Boys Noize is more of like a remix project, so makes it make a lot more sense. I thought it was like a true collab with another band, but they're not really that much of a band. But despite all of that, I thought it was really cool. Trent sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The production sounds really good too. There's a lot of cool tricks and things like that. It makes me wonder how they recorded it, because the whole time I'm wondering if it's a live album, and it turns out it's not. But I could see it being that too, just a really well recorded one. Who knows? But no, I thought it was really cool. I can't really critique the song selection that much because I don't know up from down there, but I think just as a general listening experience, I'm going to just give it a flat 7 and call it a day.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to go?
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought that, again, had really no idea what it was going to be. And when I found out finally that it was going to be a remixes album, I was kind of disappointed, and I wasn't really looking forward to listening to it.
Yeah.
But after listening to it, I was like, this is like, it feels more substantial than like a remixes album.
Yeah.
Like between how thoughtful like the song selection was, the things that he does with the songs or they do with the songs to kind of give them new life, and despite it being like a grab bag across the discography and even side projects, it has like a nice cohesion to it. Like from beginning to end, there's nothing that really like sticks out like a sore thumb, but also you get like different vibes. Like throughout the most part, it's pretty moody, but like stuff like Parasite, where he adds that like really like acidy, like bubbling rhythmic synth and stuff like that. So like you get these moments where it does like kick up more. I really enjoyed it. It's like, it's kind of hard to rate an album like this because all the songs already existed.
Yeah.
But I think with like everything that they put into these songs by like recording new performances, rethinking arrangements, adding new instrumentation, I think it's a pretty strong project, and I'm going to go 7.6.
7.6. All right. Yeah, I really enjoyed listening to this. Like I guess I have feelings towards like, the way it was structured in like the song selection, but like you said, like it is really cohesive, and I think like the biggest takeaways from this record, like the reason why anyone should listen to this if they're a Nine Inch Nails fan, is because of the production and because of like how clean it is, how they took some deep cuts and like really like made them shine, like really like not polished turds, but polished, diamonds in the rough.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got there.
Not turds
Not
exactly.
Turds. No, I'm not saying any of them are turds, but it's like, like a lot of people don't know songs off of Year Zero. I do think the selection was kind of interesting, but they make it feel like like an actual album. Like everything sounds really cool with like how the crowd noise kind of like bleeds into each other. Like every song kind of starts off with the crowd noise. Like, I like how they used crowd noise on this record. Like it feels like, I don't know, end of the world type stuff, you know, sort of Matrix-y, the orgy in Zion.
We're back to Zion.
Gotta get back to that, you know. It's what it makes me think of. And yeah, I really, like, I do hope that if Nine Inch Nails puts out a brand new record, it is in this like more electronic vein and not like rock noisy. Like, I think this kind of feels to me like the next evolution of that band, like going in this like deep synth direction, like just fucking punch in your face type of synth, you know. I think he did say that too. Like I think Trent said something like he wanted to explore like the more electronic side of Nine Inch Nails, and I think it really works for them. Like it sounds like how they do, but with a new twist and new flavor on it. And you listen back to some of the, you know, the original cuts, and like, yeah, like they don't punch as hard, but you don't realize it whenever you're listening to it, just because of how noisy and blaring these are. But it was a fun project. I think, you know, in terms of song choice, that's really my only critique, is that like it felt like it was kind of played relatively safe with like, you know, Vessel kind of sounding not that updated, Closer not sounding that updated, Copy of a kind of being like, you know, it's already kind of there. Memorabilia is already kind of there. Like I wanted like, you know, a couple more compositions that were like really different. But that's all right. I'm gonna give it a 7.3. We're all in the sevens. It's a 7.3.
There we go.
It's a 7.3.
I think that's a 9 Inch Boys. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
9 Inch Boys meets 9 Inch Males.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
9 Inch Boys to Men.
Yeah.
9 Inch. There it is.
Got
9
it.
Inch Boys to Men. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I was thinking too, I think maybe why they didn't go as far back from Downward. I remember reading that Downward, I think, was the first one that they recorded on Pro Tools.
Oh.
So that's probably one of the first albums that they could probably still get stems for, and be able to work with them in a DAW.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. I just thought it was maybe they just didn't want to touch the classics.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Terrible Eye. If they would have fucked up Terrible Eye, I would have actually been pissed.
If they fucked up Terrible Eye or fucking Head Like a Hole, that would be dude. Like. I mean, they really were careful with Closer.
Yeah, they were.
Like, they did not fuck up Closer.
It's like a little bit towards the end. It's a little different.
A little bit
know?
different.
But
they just kind of took one of the cooler parts of the song and made it like the main part of the song.
Yeah.
So they did a good job with that. But yeah, let us know what you thought of this in the comments if you've listened to it already. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. It's out everywhere now. 9 Inch Boys. 9 Inch Noise. Fuck.
That's fun.
I literally
hard
think
to
it's
do.
called 9 Inch Boys.
I keep thinking it too.
It should be called
I've been
that.
saying it like when I brought it up to you guys. I think I brought it up as 9 Inch Boys.
Yeah, and I wonder how many times in the studio they accidentally called it 9 Inch Boys too. And they're like, "Fuck, should we even
bother?
Should we even do this?"
Yeah, so it's too confusing and it sounds awful.
It sounds very pedophile-ish.
Should we even do this, guys? Seems like a bad idea.
Let's call it off.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us know what you thought in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok for podcast clips and comedy skits. Get the shirt in the description and subscribe on Patreon. $5 a month to become a quitter. We have a new episode coming out this Sunday. This week, Foo Fighters, the new Foo Fighters album comes out, so we're going to be talking about that next week. But before that, we're going to be talking about the best Foo Fighters songs on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be like a who were Foo Fighters before they started to suck.
Yeah.
Pre-mantra.
Before they had kids.
Before they were dads, who were the Foo Fighters?
Yeah.
So subscribe on Patreon for that. That's our newest bonus app. So thanks everyone for watching. So I quit my band. Goodbye.